My name is Tara Vargas Wallace, and I'm a member of the NAACP and the Executive Director of Amplify POC. I am here tonight regarding equity. I recently read an op-ed that stated that the laws are made by those who show up. So here I am. I will not be intimidated. I will not be bullied. I have been watching this council and its adversarial approach to housing of all types in our community. As the Executive Director of Amplify POC, a racial equity organization, I am here together with the NAACP in solidarity as we stand together to move forward with equitable housing in Barnstable. I am respectfully requesting that you delay the vote on this resolution to form these committees until public interviews have been conducted to ensure diversity.
At the March 7th Barnstable Town Council meeting, after some concern over anonymous letters that have been circulating through the town, the decision was made to postpone the vote on the establishment of 5 new ad hoc committees to the March 21st meeting last week. These were a committee to review town council rules and the town code, a committee to review the purpose, composition, functionality, and effectiveness of standing town committees, a committee to review and assess zoning and review the town's use of regulatory agreements, a committee to assess and recommend strategies for housing creation within the town, and a committee to recommend policy with respect to the town's acquisition and disposition of property and development of town-owned property. Some residents highlighted an apparent conflict of interest in having Council President Felicia Penn be the sole counselor to make appointments to these committees, especially housing and zoning, given that she has a "We're Full" bumper sticker on her car, a sticker that echoes a quote used by those who oppose new development. This prompted representatives from the NAACP and Amplify POC, as well as residents, to ask the council to postpone the votes further.
Housing is a real issue. Please, as Tara said, we need this ad hoc committees reviewed. They need transparency. People cannot afford to live in Hyannis. They can't afford to live on Cape. You don't have the people here to serve. The tourists come in and they are angry. They have to wait forever. Service was terrible. One person is serving more tables than are necessary. People can't afford to live here. It's going to affect the economy. We need housing. Thank you.
I urge all of you tonight to delay the vote or vote no on item 166, the resolve establishing certain ad hoc committees. I'm a community organizer and I work in affordable housing. I spend a great deal of time supporting the creation of affordable housing on town-owned properties and supporting the bylaw changes necessary to make those plans a reality, as well as helping municipalities build trust with their constituents. Barnstable's form-based code has been held up as an example across our county as a success in zoning reform, and it took years to achieve. It speeds up the timeline for housing development and allows us to build the housing we desperately need in a timely manner. This form-based code was developed with community engagement, and it does represent the desires of our townspeople. At best, our citizens have fragile trust in their government. The message that this resolve sends is that our voices don't matter because town council has a differing opinion. This puts too much decision-making power into the hands of one person. It's an overstep of town council's function. It's sidestepping boards and committees that have already been long established to handle these tasks.
My belief is that everyone deserves a right to live here. We are not full, and just so you know, the people that are in the room, we will keep showing up as long as we need to. If it has to be every meeting, I will put it on TikTok. I will make you TikTok viral. Matt Levesque knows how that feels, and I'm sure, Felicia, you do not want that side effect.
During council response to the public comment, President Penn explained the process of applying to the committees and allowed a resident to come to the podium to ask questions.
Tonight, we're voting to establish certain advisory committees.
That's my understanding.
But they won't be populated tonight. They'll be populated.
We
I
all
will be
fill out the
appointing
application.
counselors to be on the committees. They're going to do the same process that the public's going to do. They're going to give me their names, tell me what committees they're interested in, and they'll be appointed from that stack.
Thank you.
The
That's what I
public
wanted to
will
make
be
sure.
doing the same thing, but it's a written application.
Right. And
okay?
when we fill out that application, who decides from that application what people get on that committee?
I don't know the answer to that question until we get through this motion tonight.
Okay, because that's my concern. that in the past has been what's gone on. People end up picking who they want. And the people that get on that commission, there should be someone from every category, especially people who are struggling. How can people who aren't struggling and people who don't have an
No, we
issue-
heard you. We heard you loud and clear.
I'm
I don't
just
mean to
saying.
shut you down. I'm just saying we got your message
I
loud and
get it,
clear.
but I want to make
Thank
sure
you.
we understand.
Yeah, we got it.
I just want to.
I got it. It's the most open process that any committee in this town's ever had so far.
When it came time to discuss and vote on the committees, Councilor Neary proposed an amendment that would send the resident applicants to the Appointments Committee rather than President Pinn having sole discretion to pick the committee members. Councilors debated the issue and asked Councilor Neary for his rationale.
What I'm trying to get around here is really the optic of what's going on now, right? I'm trying to quell this tension, maybe. I don't know the right word to use here. And I think that this can be done in a fashion, and I spoke to the council president, we could have 3 applicants. And does it really make a difference? If there's, depending on how many, if this goes through, then we pick the 3, right? But we could have 30 as well. So if there's 30, I just feel that we have an appointments committee already established. It's in effect. You task them with it. They decide. The names come up. It's a way to remove this optic that we've been looking at and listening to for a bit now.
I won't be supporting this amendment, and I think the powers and immunity into the president are done by the code. And I've discussed this earlier about how we've gotten away from the code, the town code, and we need to stick by that.
It's actually the town council rules on
the
this
town
issue.
council rules. And I think we should stick to the rules that have been in place and been other presidents have used these same rules over the last number of years, and I don't think changing now for a particular reason, I don't understand what the reason is. I understand what Paul Neary is saying, Councilor Neary is saying about the optics of this, okay? But in my opinion, a lot of these optics have been created over the last 2 weeks without people knowing the full story. And it's been ginned up in certain respects, in my own opinion. I think we should stick by the town council rules that every other town council president has done in the past, and I don't think we should be setting any precedents depending who's sitting in that position. So that's my opinion.
The vote was split 6-6, so the amendment did not pass. We reached out to all councilors this week to get their comments on why they voted for or against the amendment, especially given the concerns of the public and organizations like the NAACP. Only 2 councilors responded, Precinct 5 Councilor John Crow and Precinct 10 Councilor Matt Levesque. Councilor Crow, who voted against the amendment, reiterated his response from the meeting, stating, "All previous council presidents have enjoyed this power, and I see no reason they should be denied this presidency, recent objections notwithstanding." And in support of the amendment, Councilor Levesque said, "I thought it would be best in the spirit of transparency to have more councilors weigh in on the process." All 5 committees were ultimately approved, with the committee to recommend policy with respect to the town's acquisition and disposition of property and development of town-owned property being changed to a councilor-only committee. We reached out to President Pinn to see if she had any assurances for the public that the selection process would be transparent, but as of the time of this taping, we have not heard back from her. One Barnstable voter and community organizer, Ella Sanpu, had this to say about the results. The ad hoc committees to review zoning and to recommend housing strategies have space for Barnstable residents to serve, and I hope these positions will be advertised widely, beyond a page on the town's website, to ensure they reach a diverse pool of applicants. Systemic problems begin to be solved when the people most affected by them have a seat at the decision-making table. Zoning and housing policy may seem complicated, but they play a defining role in how our communities are designed. It is essential that the committees reviewing zoning and housing reflect the needs of the communities they will directly impact. If you would like to apply for the Zoning or Housing Committee, applications are being accepted through April 19th and can be found on the Town Council page on the Town of Barnstable website or in person at Town Hall. And that's going to do it this week. Back to you, Lauren.